Now, I've got a really exciting, unusual event in London to tell you about now, because on the 19th of June, a brand new AI-inspired piece of music will be premiering as part of the Summer Music in City Churches Festival. It's called Fantasy of Companionship. The piece has been composed by Manu Martin alongside the songwriter Dr. Susan Lim and Christina Teenz. It's been described as exploring the future of human-machine relationships. Singer-songwriter Dr. Susan Lim is here now to tell us more about it. Hi, Susan, how are you? Tell us about this piece of music. What does it mean, AI-inspired?
So the piece, The Fantasy of Companionship, is themed on loneliness, companionship, and human AI interactions. And the whole thing dates back to 2016. I'd been a robotic surgeon for several years working in the operating room on complex surgeries, and my partner was a robot. And as I looked around, I felt that, there was so much robotics and AI creeping into society. And yet, despite all the scientific advances, there was so much loneliness. And in 2016, I was struck by the loneliness that surrounded me. And at the same time, I came across a commission on loneliness by the late MP Jo Cox. And, that really did inspire me, along with Manu Martin, to write a musical work that would be themed on loneliness and companionship.
Right, but that's so interesting that you found yourself lonely because you were working with a robot. So you craved that human interaction. I do, because it's very long hours. It's complex surgery. It could be 8-12 hours at a stretch. And is that something you're still doing?
No, I've stepped aside since. I've had 35 years in surgery, and now I'm pursuing my passion in life, which is music and the arts.
So the fantasy is about the future of companionship, a partnership of human and inanimate, of life and non-life. And what's driven me to conceptualize this is the confluence of two forces facing us in society today: longevity and loneliness on the one hand, and disruptive new technologies that pervade us on the other hand. This is giving rise to a whole new breed of companions. It is a global conversation that needs everyone to come into the fold. And what better medium to communicate this than through music?
It's amazing that you are so skilled in both areas. That's quite fantastic. How did the piece come together? So you had this idea. How did you go about creating it?
Yes. So together with Manu Martin, who is the composer, what we wanted to do was to communicate this concept of companionship in a new age. And how it comes together is, first I write the story. I write the story in lyrics together with Christina. And then the lyrics get strung together to form the narrative for the orchestral piece. And we started off with really a grand orchestral piece, A Fantasy of Companionship for piano and orchestra. And that debuted at the Cadogan Hall. It was sold out, and we were so thrilled. And we walked away thinking, how can we spread this message, get the music into the country? And obviously with an orchestra that wouldn't work. So then, together with the pianist, Mark Bebbington, we decided that perhaps we should strip it down to its emotional essence and do a chamber arrangement that could then reach into smaller concert halls and, initiate a conversation on loneliness.
Right, and that's what's happening now.
Yes. So the piece actually it's written for piano, flute, and strings. And the beauty about it is Mark Bebbington beautifully narrates the story through the piano. The flute, the whimsical flute, is the AI, and the strings represent the public at large, opposing, dissenting voices, making the noise, and then the flute, the whimsical flute, just arises above it as the AI prevails. And ultimately, AI and humans entangle in a fantasy.
Well, that is sort of where we're at, isn't it? AI and humans are becoming entangled. You were working with a robot for some time, and you said it made you feel lonely. What's your thoughts on the use of AI within the creative industries within music? Because there are a lot of concerns, aren't there, that people are going to that AI will just start writing books, writing music, and we'll lose the human element.
That we just have to learn to live with AI. It is a partnership. There are benefits, and in fact, the fantasy of companionship points out the benefits. There will always be a human component. Our suite that has no AI in it, but the suite is themed on AI. It communicates of AI and the partnership, but in itself has no AI. I see AI as perhaps coming to join an orchestra, perhaps as one of the members of the orchestra. I don't see it replacing an orchestra anytime soon.
It's amazing. Really interesting to talk to you, and best of luck with the piece of music. Thank you.